Hey, what is up everybody? Zero Fats here coming at you on behalf of Life and Times of Zero Fats .adventuresontheriver.com. That is my blog. Go check it out. I want to talk to you guys today about something called momentum. And I know you guys all know what that is. Here's how I explain momentum. Let's say you're running, right? Now then all of a sudden you're running downhill, right? And everybody knows what that feels like to run downhill. I mean, it's much easier to run downhill than to run straight or to run uphill. And you just feel like you got the wind at your back and you're moving faster and it's easier. And that's kind of momentum. I mean, literally, that is momentum. You got this kind of energy that makes it easier to grow and it makes it easier to develop, and everything is just easier. Everything's easier when you got that momentum. You know, and you see it all the time with football. You know, I'm a football fan. You see it all the time with American football. You know, a team will be doing really well. They'll be like 27 points ahead, you know, and I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so this happens quite a bit. But they'll be at like 27 points ahead, and then all of a sudden you'll hear it. You'll hear the announcer say it. It's like the momentum has shifted here in the second half. And the momentum shifts, and all of a sudden the other team starts coming back. They score a touchdown. And it was just that one little, you know, that one little interception or that one little turnover that like shifted the momentum, and now they had the momentum. And now they're coming back. 27 points turns into a 14-point lead, turns into a 7-point lead. And before you know it, the other team's coming back to kick a field goal to win the game. The momentum had shifted, and like that momentum was like running downhill for that team. Even though they were behind, they were running downhill. The other team was running uphill because they didn't have the momentum. And then all of a sudden, that team, what do you know, they're winning even though they were 27 points behind. Now they're winning. All because of that little thing called momentum. So, how does all that translate to you guys? What does that have to do with trying to make money online? Okay, well, here's the thing. Whenever you buy a new product, you know, whether it be a product of mine or anybody else's product out there that claims to help you make money, there's a momentum involved. When you buy the product, you're excited. You have this momentum behind you, this energy. You know, as you're reading through the material or as you're watching the material, there's a momentum to it. You know, you have this excitement, you know, oh, I'm learning new things, I can do this, this is going to be awesome. You have the momentum, it's like you're running downhill. And then things start happening that like take away your momentum, you know, like you start trying to take action on the things that were taught, you know, and you hit an obstacle, like you can't get your website up and running, or you can't get anybody to come to your website, or you can't get this ebook to format correctly. It's not working for you. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's like taking away your momentum, you know? So now there's like a momentum shift, and you don't have that momentum anymore. And a lot of times, you know, what people do when they hit that snag is they move on to the next thing, you know? Unfortunately, you know, they don't like stick with it and just keep on trucking. You know, and the problem with that is, you know, momentum is a double-edged sword, you know? It's really good when you have it, but the fact is you're not going to have it all the time. You're just not. You know, once the excitement of buying something new wears off, it's like the momentum's going to start to dissipate. The only time it doesn't dissipate is when you see like results really quickly. When you see results really quickly, then the momentum kind of snowballs and it continues and continues until you hit a snag. You know, you hit a snag and then the momentum kind of dissipates. But the point is, there's a great chance, I would say there's a 70 to 80% chance the momentum is not going to carry you through to riches. The momentum is not going to carry you through to wealth. The momentum is a great way to get kick-started and to get you started, but you're going to have to rely on other things to actually make yourself wealthy. To actually be successful, you're going to have to rely on other things. I think that one thing people make the mistake of is when they buy a new product, they put too much on that product and they don't put enough on themselves. You know, you got to understand, you know, at the end of the day, it's always going to be about you. I mean, no matter, I could give you like 20 different ways to make $1,000 in 2 months, or in a month, or in a week, you know, but it's going to come down to you in the end, isn't it? I mean, how well can you learn this stuff correctly? How fast can you implement it the right way? You know, how good is your work ethic? Like, how hard do you work? I mean, I've had people tell me, like, dude, can you please help me? Can you please help me make money, man? It would mean the world to me if I could just make this much a month. Can you help me do that? You know, I'll do anything. Just help me figure this out. I will pay you. And I feel bad for the person, and I'll say, dude, I'll help you right now for free. Let's get into it. I'll tell you what you need to do. Do this, and do this. I'll talk to the person like maybe 2 weeks later. They haven't done any of that stuff, or they've done half of that stuff. That's not a good work ethic. I mean, like, if you say you'll do anything and then like you don't do it, like, you weren't that serious about it. Not as serious as you said you were. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, you can't, you know, people want to put a lot on the product. And, you know, maybe that's not all their fault. You know, it's really good sales copy. You know, you get really good sales copy. Product says, look, man, how I went from this to this in 48 hours. Like, if I tell you, hey, man, check this out. I have a single email that I sent out, and it made me $300. You know, took me 5 seconds to send it out. Boom, $300. Yeah, that might like motivate some people, and they might want to buy that, or they might want to see that email, or they might want to see. They might want me to break it down for them and show them exactly how I did it, and they might pay me $5 to do that. And the whole time they're paying me $5, and the whole time they're reading through what I did, they have momentum. But then they might hit something in their reading that would like take away their momentum. They might see something in my writing that they think, oh, I can't do that. You know, like I say, like, oh, I did this with a list of 400 people or whatever. And in their mind, instantly, subconsciously at the very least, subconsciously, they're thinking, dude, I don't have a list of 400 people, right? Shit, man, I don't have a list of 400 people. Like, the momentum is shifting at that point. It's shifting away from them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, the problem solver in them should be like, okay, I need to get a list of 400 people together. How do I do that? So I got this information here. For it to work, I need to build a little bit of a list up. Okay, cool. How do I do that? But the thing is, problems don't build momentum. Solutions build momentum. And then when you use the solution and it works, your momentum snowballs. But problems don't build momentum. They take away from momentum. So, like, what I'm telling you is, if you're going to have your own business, I mean, you're going to have problems. Like, probably daily you're going to have problems. Little problems, little fires that you need to put out, you know. But you can't let them, you know, destroy your momentum. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of hold on to what's working. You kind of got to be a glass is half full kind of person in a way, but at the same time, you can't ignore the problems you have. But at the same time, on top of that, you can't let the problems you have, you know, completely obliterate your momentum. I mean, you know, it's like when you buy a new product, the information is only part of it, you know. What do they say? Like, you know, success is 10% inspiration, 90% perspiration, or something like that. That's kind of like the old saying. And like, that really holds true for anything. I mean, it's really going to be about you. It's not going to be about the information you got. The information you got's great. It's cool. You figured out an absolute way that someone did something. It was actionable steps, and that's great. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about you. What if I gave you an 8-step plan that was actionable on how to make $10,000 a month? Actionable. These 8 steps, do these things. And then when you do them and you follow those steps to a T, you're not making $10,000 a month. Well, I don't understand. Zero Fats gave me the 8-step plan to show me how to make $10,000 a month, and it didn't work. I did everything to a T and it didn't work. What do? Do you complain about it? Do you say that Zero Fats ripped you off? Do you say he's a con man? Or do you look at your 8 steps and figure out where the problem happened? What did I do wrong in my 8 steps to where this cat can make $10,000 a month and I'm only making like $100 a month? I don't understand. What happened? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to fix? Man, that's really what it's about at the end of the day. It's about fixing problems. I mean, you start on a journey and then you run into problems and you adjust. You start on a journey, you run into problems, and you adjust. And pretty soon, man, you're sailing awesome. You're sailing smooth. But you had to fix all these little problems along the way and adjust. And you know, look, man, and here's the part that's really interesting. What works for this guy, you know, those 8 steps that someone might use to get to $10,000 a month, and then they give it to you, like, your 8 steps are going to have to be a little bit different. They're not going to be exactly the same thing that this guy did. You're going to have to make a little bit of an adjustments here and there because things are different for you. You're not the same person as him. What if he made $10,000 a month with video and he's extremely charming and good looking, you know? And what if that affected his sales? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Well, does that mean that you can't make $10,000 a month with video? No. It doesn't mean that. It means you're going to have to leverage your strengths in your videos. Maybe you got a face for radio and not a face for video. So maybe you'll have to do video captures to feel more comfortable. Maybe you don't talk well in front of a camera. You know, maybe you'll have to work on those skills and get better. You know, you're not the same person. It's not going to be exactly the same, okay? Your strengths are not the same as the strengths of the person who taught you that. You know, what if he's a good teacher and that's why he can make money teaching you things like that? What if you're not a good teacher, but you're a good listener? You can suck in all the steps and but when you spit them back out, they're going to be a little bit different than what he taught you. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, momentum is awesome, but at the end of the day, it's about problem solving. It's always going to be about problem solving, you know? You're going to have to learn how to be a problem solver. And that's just the end of it. You can't let everything rely on momentum. If someone gives me 8 steps to make $10,000, the first thing that's going to stop me is commitment level. How committed am I to making those 8 steps work? See, because if I'm committed to making those 8 steps work, then when I go through all 8 steps and they don't work, I'm going to figure out why they didn't work and I'm going to adjust. Now, if I'm not committed enough and I'm playing it by ear and I buy the course for $7 and I read through the course and I think, well, that sounds like it might work, maybe I'll give that a shot, and I try it and it doesn't work, then I'm going to be like, ah, man, that was bullshit, dude. That didn't even work, man. I'm moving on to the next thing. And before I even get through my first problem solving, and before I even bother to look at it and figure out what happened, like, I'm on to the next thing. Because my inbox is full of emails from marketers that are successful who want to sell me crap. Okay? It's full. But I didn't really problem solve, I didn't really troubleshoot that initial 8 steps to $10,000 method. I didn't troubleshoot it. I tried it once and I didn't troubleshoot it. Can you imagine how crazy that sounds if you apply that to baseball? Imagine I go and I play a baseball game, and the first time I ever try to bat, I read a book about how to hit, and the first time I step up to the plate, you know, I don't hit a home run. I basically strike out. Well, I read every single step perfectly. I followed every single step to a T, but when that pitcher threw a 85-mile-per-hour fastball at me, I struck out. Now, this book's supposed to teach me how to hit a home run. I followed everything to a T. What happened? I didn't hit a home run. You ripped me off, dude. I'm supposed to be hitting home runs. I'm hitting whiffs. I'm striking out. It sounds stupid when you put it like that. I mean, it's no different for business. I mean, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have to adjust. If someone gives you an 8-step method to $10,000, you think that the first time through those 8 steps, you're going to be making $10,000? I mean, if you do that, you're the exception to the rule. I mean, to think that you're not going to have to commit to something, and to think that you're not going to have to adjust and that you're not going to run into problems is very foolish to think that, you know. Now, you're going to be really excited when you buy that product that's supposed to teach you how to make $10,000 in 8 steps. And when you run into a problem, guess what? Your momentum's going to leave. You're not going to be running downhill anymore, because momentum diminishes with problems. But you'll get your momentum back when you come up with a solution to the problem and you start to see it work better. So momentum comes and goes. It's a fickle mistress. You know, momentum's a fickle mistress, man. It's like the girl in high school who you wanted to go out with, and one day she's nice to you and the next day she doesn't want anything to do with you. You know, she's fickle. You know what I'm saying? Day by day she changes. Momentum, you can't trust momentum. The best thing you can do is leverage momentum when it's on your side and ignore momentum when it's not on your side. Okay? That's the best thing you can do. Identify problems. Learn to troubleshoot your problems. If you can do this, you can make anything successful. If you can learn how to troubleshoot problems, you can make anything successful. Alright? I don't care what it is. If you can troubleshoot the problems and identify the problems and work on the problems, you can make anything successful. Momentum is a fickle mistress. She's lovely when you have her, but when you don't have her, you know, it's like the world is crumbling or something. You can't rely on momentum alone, alright? Become an awesome troubleshooter and your days will be blessed. Anyways, I think that's about it for this video. I've ranted enough. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope I helped you a little bit with this video. If it has, if you want to learn more about things like this, momentum, taking action, stuff like that, let me know, man. I love to do videos like this. Please like, please share my videos, please subscribe. Also, I'm thinking about running a contest for this channel. I want to get to over 10,000 subscribers, so man, let me know your ideas about running a contest. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the contest. Hit me up in the comment section below. I try to answer all the comments. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.